After 3 wins to open the year at home, Tupelo is on the road for the first time, and it'll be at rival Oxford, a former division foe that's now not in our division. Coach, first off, congrats on the win the other night. Another shutout, 2 out of 3, and you could almost say 3 shutouts for the first team defense.
That's right. We'll take it. Been fortunate to be the first 3 games at home, and now we got a road test, so it's going to be different, going to look different. We hadn't been on a road since
October of last year.
Early October. I mean, think about it. I mean, we had a playoff run that was all home. I think in our last game was at home. Regular season game last year was at home, so we hadn't been on the road in a little while. So I'm excited to see how our guys handle that, deal with that, all that.
Do you talk about it with the team this week a little bit more because, like you said, they have not experienced that in a while?
Absolutely, you do. You throw that at them as a challenge. You talk about how different it's going to be. You talk about how we have to carry ourselves differently, do things differently, be prepared differently. But there's pros and cons of home and away. A bus ride to a game sometimes is kind of relaxing and kind of, it kind of settles you in. If you've got it figured out and everybody handles it the right way. There's, like I said, pros and cons. Now you go into an environment that they're really, Oxford's has historically been really good at home, great at home. We have not been successful at Oxford. If you look at the historic record, we have not beaten them there in 20 years.
Wow.
So that's another thing I threw on our guys. Like, guys, we hadn't beaten them in 20 years. And they're a dangerous team. I mean, everybody knows Oxford, well coached. I mean, they got kids that play super hard. They're going to be prepared. This is going to be one of their Super Bowls. And, to me, if they were 4-0, I'd be a lot happier than they are 3-1.
Right.
A 3-1 team or 0-3, 1-2, 3-1 team scared me more than a 4-0 team. And that's one thing I told our guys too.
And you've got some seniors who've got championship rings on that team too, so they know how to win. One, I like that we're still playing this game, even though it's not a division game anymore, because it's really become a good rivalry. And I'll go back to this game last year. That win was like, okay, this team is real. That's when everybody said, this team is really, really good.
Yeah, I think everybody probably says that because the year before we'd gone 5-0.
Right.
And was, handling business. And we went over to Oxford and laid an egg. Played awful. Worst game that I've seen us play in a few years. And we had a kind of like a monkey on our back. We had not played Oxford well. We'd played at their place for a while. And they'd beaten us back in 2020 for the division championship over there, which was a really good game. And now, I think that's all you heard. The buzz was like, oh man, they're gonna fall flat. Tupelo does that every year, and we kind of turned a new leaf after that game. And then it was one game after another. It was like, oh, when's Tupelo gonna fall? When's Tupelo gonna fall? And that's what I explained to our guys, man. There's so many guys outside of here, so many people outside of Tupelo. Like, just cut it on just to see us fail because they don't like us.
Right.
And,
I prefer it that way.
That's our wave mentality. What are we going to do about it?
So looking back at Hernando, 40-0, it was a strange first quarter, and then it all clicked.
Yeah, it was. I thought we'd come out very flat. Kind of to be expected a little bit. I didn't think we had the best week of practice last week. Our guys kind of probably let their guard down a little bit. Come out a little slow. Hernando kind of rose to their occasion and at first. And, then we had an injury that kind of affected our guys. When they see an injury like that to one of their leaders, one of our best players on the team, it kind of takes a toll on you a little bit.
It did the stands too.
It took a toll.
Scary.
It took a toll on all of us. It took a toll on the guys on defense. I thought our staff, our administration, Shamar himself handled it very well. He's tough as nails. Impressed with him, and he's going to have a speedy recovery from that injury. And kind of, we were already flat, and then we're kind of in that shock moment.
Right.
That moment of, how's this going to go?
Right.
And kudos to us. It was about a 10, 15-minute delay right there. We go back to playing football. Well, first play out of that, Hernando runs a play where they wheel the running back out of the backfield and, get a large gain all the way to the 5-yard line. And Jabari Dooley makes a mistake by not covering the running back out of the backfield. But the biggest thing is he chases him down and tackles him.
Otherwise, it's a touchdown.
Otherwise, it's a touchdown.
Gone.
And otherwise, momentum is hard their way. We had just been emotionally stabbed, shocked, whatever. And that could have gone back. That could have been a snowball downhill.
Absolutely.
And, him chasing him down, making that stop, and us stopping them for, having basically a goal line stand 4 downs later, that was huge momentum for us. And I think that kind of woke us up. It's like, hey, man, let's play football.
Right.
It's no matter the factors, no matter the things that we can't control.
Right.
That's what I talk to our guys all the time. Control what you can control. And that's how you play, your effort, your attitude, and all that stuff. And I think just that was a moment for us to play football.
We score on that next possession, and then we have 21 points in this. It's just straight bam, bam, bam.
21 unanswered points. I think we never punted. I know we had 1 turnover on offense and a turnover on downs.
First turnover of the year.
And so that. That kind of, we stopped ourselves after that. Now, defense didn't play, to me, as good as they have the past few weeks. But I think you got to give credit to Hernando's quarterback.
He was a really good athlete.
I think he can play quarterback on about any team in the state of Mississippi.
He took a beating, too.
I liked him a lot. I remember in the fourth quarter, we're up 40-0, and he's just getting tagged in the backfield. And he gets tackled on our sideline. I think somebody said, "Oh, you ready for some more?" And he goes, "I love it." I remember calling their coach, Saturday after the game and saying, "Dude, man, that kid. I know he's going to be committed to play baseball at Mississippi State, but he's got a future in football if he wants to give a bat and ball and glove up." I was very impressed.
He had a linebacker mentality, too.
He 6'3", 215. He ran hard. Managed the game. Can chunk it any way he could. And it was good for us to see that.
Right.
We needed that.
Right. Oxford, is it the same team that we're accustomed to seeing offensively and defensively?
It is. You got a team that's they're never gonna beat themselves. You have to just go out there and beat them at everything. They're going to take anything that you give them. They're not going to make mistakes. They got a young quarterback. They actually got 2 brothers. One's a senior and one's a sophomore. They're brothers. They both play quarterback. They both they play the game 2 different ways. The senior's more of a game manager. He is going to dink and dunk, not make mistakes. But the younger one is kind of a little opposite. He's a risky guy. He's a feast or famine type of kid. Can score. I mean, he's a dynamite, man. He's going to be a special player. And he is. He's a really good player right now. The kid is kind of a risk taker. They got some players at receiver, good-looking kid, but I think one of the best tight ends in the state of Mississippi. He's probably their best player on offense. And defensively, I think they're a lot better than they were last year. They're riskier than what they've been in the past. They've always been kind of sit back and kind of watch and let things happen in the secondary. Well, now defensively they're attacking you. They're playing man coverage. They're wanting to disrupt things. They're taking risks. They're taking chances, which give teams big problems. Last year we kind of beat them in the air real easily. Don't know how they're going to defend us doing that. We know what this game is. We know what this game means to them. And so we know it's going to be a battle Friday night.
7 o'clock Friday night in Oxford, the first of 2 road games, and we're another Memphis area team out of Germantown, Houston High School. So you got 2 road games, and we come home for homecoming on the 29th against West Point. So take us kind of on a game like this, Oxford's 55 minutes away. What is the schedule? What is the routine for the first road trip?
Well, since it's somewhat close, we're going to keep our normal routine, 4 o'clock. We're going to still walk through, hand out equipment, go eat pregame meal at 3, get back pregame meal, take a little break, and we're going to leave out of here by 4 o'clock. So it's not a game changer like it would be once we go to Houston, Tennessee,
right,
or once we go to Madison, or once we go to Clinton. We'll have to take a portion of the day to travel and to do our routine,
right.
Because you kind of want to stay on time and schedule when you want to eat, when you want to walk through, and all that. So shouldn't affect us much. Really close right there, and should be no fans should have an excuse to not to get up there because it is a quick road trip and come see a good football game.
We had community tailgates this past weekend, a great crowd. We know this team our fans love to travel to Oxford. I will tell you, Ole Miss has a home game Saturday, so if you're planning to go out to eat, I'd get there a little earlier to accommodate for that crowd. Coach, it's always a fun time to play Oxford or any rivalry game, and we know it's going to be a great game. I want to wish you the best of luck. And we look forward to having you back next week. Hopefully we'll be 4-0 talking about our second road trip. For Coach Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes.